I'm going to really go back to history. I'm going to go back to the year 1999. It should be 1997, but I'll go back to 1999. And I can't, yes, okay. I've got some, John here is from RBA, and I told him that I'm going to talk about history, and I'm going to tell you what basically we had when the RBA Act was enacted in 1997, and the legislation came into 1999. And the insurance industry took on the fight to make sure that we could remain in pensions business. So I'm showing you a letter that we as AKI wrote to the then Richard Leakey, who was the cabinet secretary and part of the dream team. And the sort of we were fighting to remain in the pension business. So the third paragraph there, if they can blow it up, the third paragraph. It's basically we are telling we were the regulations that came in really said that only fund managers and asset managers could do insurance business. But what it is that the Association of Kenya Insurers took the government, RBA, and said that this is not right because we already have been doing business for the last 50 years. And we, as in insurance companies and insurance brokers and insurance intermediaries that many of you are, you know that all pension funds are nurtured from the beginning by insurance companies. No fund manager goes out there, no asset manager goes out there and does any basically markets any pension business. They wait for segregated funds to come in, and we are the purveyors of pensions right from the ground up. So then because we were left out, we took on a very spirited fight, and we basically went through all the corridors of the government. We went through all, we met at that time, in that year, there were 4 changes of finance ministers. So we would be meeting them, each one of them, and saying, should be allowed to remain in pensions. So besides this, we also then took a PR fight, and some of you might remember some of these adverts that we put on. These were full-page newspaper adverts, and basically I think this was the only time an association has taken on a very bold step and really fought for its part of its business. So we put in an advert like the Retirement Benefits Authority is introducing a new box to keep your pensions in. Some of our committee members, board members at AKI, objected to the fact that we had put that coffin with a cross on it, and we had to apologize. But the advert was meant to tell people that pensions, the way they knew about it, would be gone. Then we put the other advert in memoriam, and there were a series of adverts, there were a series of opinion pieces that we wrote to say that we will remain in insurance business. Now, the thing is that if the insurance company that keeps the insurance business is under the Insurance Act. And the Insurance Act requires that your assets must always be bigger, more than your liabilities. That is something that we basically sometimes forget. But when it's with a fund manager or an asset manager, there is no compulsion to have assets greater than liabilities. In fact, you can go down to zero assets for a pension fund because it's the contributor that takes the risk. So if you are a contributor to a pension that is placed with an asset manager, you will find that if as we have seen, the markets have gone down in the last 2-3 years, and asset managers were declaring 2%, when insurers were declaring 10% plus. So the interesting thing is that is why insurance companies fought very hard to make sure that the pensions that they were doing remained with them. And right now, if you look at the number of insurance companies that are doing pensions and the assets that we have these assets in billions, and they are invested well, because you will know that each one of us will declare interests. And you know, as Apollo, as APA Insurance, we have declared interest constantly over 10%, and we continue to make sure that our clients and your clients benefit. But that is not the same if the pensions are with a fund manager. And as I said, I'm repeating myself, is that the contributor is the one that takes the risk. And that is why I think we have to be very careful as to how we manage the pensions of our clients. But today, I think the team has got a program for you. And the program will take you through so many different areas that we can work together. And we are proud to say that this is the masterclass that we are doing here for pensions is the second of the series that we are now doing on a regular basis with our partners, you our partners, and also with others, to make them aware of the benefits that an insurance, the relationship with an insurance company brings. And our relationships are extremely important, because without you, we would not be out there to get the business that we want. Because we rely on you to make sure that we are able to get the business coming in, that you are satisfied with our service, that you are satisfied with our financials and our ability to retain funds and make profit for yourself and profit for ourselves and for our clients. So today, I think we would like to take you through the rest of the program to tell you what we can do, but we would also like to hear from you what we should be doing, what we can do better, and how can we partner in different areas. So with that, I'd like to say thank you very much for being here and taking time from your office for virtually the whole day, but making sure that we can build this business, grow the business, and support our clients. Thank you.